Confero's Reporting at a Glance. My name is Paul Jacoby, and I'm the Data Services Manager at Confero. The purpose of this series of short videos is to introduce to you and demonstrate the variety of ways your results can be presented and the flexibility our platform allows. Today's episode is called Compass Dashboards DIY Custom Views. In previous videos, you've seen how we have a default view set up, and that is typically done at the beginning of a program where we work with a primary contact. However, over the course of a program, many managers discover that they have more specific needs for such things as a meeting or possibly visiting with unit managers out in the field. For these purposes, sometimes what's shown on the default view doesn't suffice. What they are allowed to do is go up here under the drop down for views, and where we see all the existing ones, they can create a new view. You have a few options to set right at the beginning. First is the view name, which I will call Demo. You can either choose to create a copy of the current view and simply edit that, or create an empty view. The third option, Import using an export code, we can go into at a later time. I'm going to create an empty view, and I'm going to choose the Store Visits survey as the default. We can also make this view the default view for the master tab for this user. So when this user logs in each time, this tab here will default to the view that they're creating. Once you click Create, you now have this blank dashboard. To populate it, you want to click the plus icon up here in the upper left corner, and this will provide you the list of reporting widgets. Clicking the pin will lock this in place, making it much easier to drag and drop the individual reporting widgets onto the dashboard area. You simply hold down the mouse button over one that you want to add, such as your score, and drag it out until you see the yellow shaded background. Releasing the mouse button drops it in place. We'll add another one beside it here for company overview. When I release it, now we have both there. Once you have a few widgets on your dashboard, you can very easily reorganize them simply by holding the mouse button down over the title bar and dragging it where you want it to go. Very easy to switch the positions of them. The greater power of creating your own views lies now that you have this gear wheel option in the upper corner, which is where you control the settings for the individual widgets. Every reporting widget has a list of settings. They vary by widget, and some have more than others. For instance, on this Your Score widget, if we click the plus next to date ranges, we'll see that it defaults to using the global setting. This means that it responds to the date the user selects up here. However, you may find a need where you want to lock it in place to always showing the current or previous period, or possibly putting two of them side by side so you can see the current versus the previous score. Year to date, past 12 months, etc., other options. You can also change the look of some of the widgets. For instance, this one defaults to being a donut, but perhaps the speedometer or a half circle is better suited to your needs. The heat map is where you control where the color changes. For instance, this 95 to 100, this score, if we move this to 97, now the arrow indicates that he is in the yellow, not the green. Adjusting it back automatically repopulates it, and he sees he's right on the threshold of the green again. One of the other things is that several of these options require you to pick which survey this widget is going to respond to. Now, when we created the view, we said Store Visits, and so that's what it defaults to up here. However, for individual widgets, by clicking the actual survey and locking that in place, now things such as sections allow you to choose other things, such as the greeting, quick look around, closing, which are the section scores. So instead of seeing the overall, clicking greeting, and now we have a greeting score. Response filters allows you a variety of data mining. What this allows you to do is see the score based on a response for a particular question. Now, as you saw, we changed this to showing the greeting score, and if we select the day of visit and Monday, we now have the greeting score just for Mondays. When changing things like this on the widgets, it is helpful to change the title to reflect so the user knows what they are looking at. We'll change this to Monday greeting score. Click the green arrow up top when done, and we've now updated this to show the Monday greeting score versus the default of your score. Future videos in this series will go over the settings that are available in each of these widgets, as well as detailing what these widgets can show to you. Thank you for watching, and we appreciate your business.